Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé's Julia Trubkina reveals if she's bringing parents to US after losing son. Julia Trubkina from 90-Day Fiancé, happily ever after, revealed whether her parents are on their way to America to live with her after she lost her dear family member. Julia and Brandon got married in 2020. Julia was unhappy with her living situation, which involved staying on Brandon's parents' farm. She adjusted to the new life, and Julia found a career in training the dogs that the elderly couple was breeding. However, Julia and Brandon had to deal with trust and financial issues, more of which will be documented during 90-Day Fiancé. Happily ever after? Season 9. Julia recently shared a post on Instagram showing her with her parents and her brother. She revealed she was in Belgrade, Serbia, with her parents but never shared the purpose of her visit. In the comments section, one of Julia's followers at Myjanvab asked her, "Did you bring your parents to America?" Julia replied, "We will see," with 3 crossed finger emojis. However, Julia later shared an Instagram story showing her going to an interview for a visa with her mom and dad. Julia and Brandon have a long history of miscommunication, and it goes beyond her struggles with English. Before Julia moved to the US, she broke Brandon's trust by cheating with her ex-boyfriend. Although they were on a break at the time, Brandon never truly forgave her, even 5 years later. He has also disagreed with many of her major life choices, such as not wanting children and wanting her parents to come to the US. Julia's parents are divorced and often argue, which made Brandon uncomfortable with the idea of them living in the same house. He may have also been worried about being financially responsible for them, especially since Julia had not yet established her pet services business when they filmed The Last Resort Season 2. Feeling lonely in the US, Julia likely wanted her parents for emotional support. She applied for their tourist visas without telling Brandon, but he reacted as if they were moving to Virginia permanently. Julia has broken down in therapy and online, but rarely shares the full story. Recently, her sadness came from losing her beloved dog Simba to a stroke. She saw him as her son. With Julia openly battling depression, emotional support has become even more important, especially as Brandon remains distant and frustrated. While the couple may reveal more on 90-Day Fiancé. Happily ever after. Julia attending her parents' visa appointment alone, without Brandon, speaks volumes about the growing distance in their marriage and hints at deeper issues they have yet to fully confront. Fans of 90-Day Fiancé fell in love with Julia Trubkina from the moment she hopped off the plane in the USA. A young woman from Russia with a fierce independence, a deep love for her then-fiancé Brandon Gibbs, and a strong bond with her family back home. But now, nearly 2 years into her marriage and a dramatic upheaval in her life, Julia finds herself at a crossroads, wondering whether it's time to bring her parents to America after suffering a profoundly painful loss. The tragedy struck close to home when Julia opened up to her 90-Day Fiancé fans recently, sharing the heartbreaking news that her son, her beloved German shepherd, Simba, had crossed the Rainbow Bridge. The furry friend, whom Julia raised from a puppy and called her child in a literal and figurative sense, fell ill suddenly and was gone in a matter of days. His death left a gaping hole in Julia's heart, a painful void that made her reassess not just her future, but her priorities in life. "It feels like I lost a piece of myself when Simba died," Julia said in a raw Instagram video, her voice faltering as tears fell from her eyes. "He was more than just a pet. He was my family. He kept me grounded when everything else was crazy in my world. Now that he's gone, I feel a little bit alone." The tragedy seemed to be a turning point for Julia. She fell into a deep period of soul-searching and reflection, thinking about what matters most in her life. Naturally, her mind turned toward her roots, her family in Russia, particularly her parents, who she hadn't seen in person for nearly 2 years due to COVID-19 financial struggles and the dramatic upheavals in her marriage. It made me realize we have a limited amount of time with the people we love. We shouldn't take it for granted. That's true for furry family members, and it's true for human family members too. This revelation seemed to illuminate a path forward for Julia. There were rumors already swirling amongst fans. Will Julia bring her parents to the USA to live with her in Brandon now that she's a permanent resident? Will this tragedy become a catalyst for a dramatic according to Julia herself, is not so simple. I would love it if Mama and Papa were here with me. If I could bring them here and we could be together again, it would heal a piece of my soul. But it's a big decision. There are many things we need to figure out first. Paperwork, financial stability, a home large enough for everyone. Brandon and Julia currently reside in a small home, a charming, somewhat rickety place close to his family's farm in Virginia. The couple is still trying to find their feet as a married couple in America, and adding her parents into their household could bring a dramatic shift in their dynamic. It's not just about me, it's about all of us. It's about their future and our future together. My parents would need health care, financial support, a place to live. It's a huge step. But I'm not ruling it out. It's something we're exploring, piece by piece. Some fans are cheering her on, arguing that having her parents close by could be a powerful anchor in her life after the tragedy of losing Simba. Family is everything, Julia. Bring them home if you can. One Instagram comment read. Others are more cautious, noting that adding more people to the household could create stress in her marriage, particularly when in-laws move in. It's a delicate balance. We have to be careful not to undermine the marriage we're building by adding additional pressures. But we can find a way to make it work. We just need patience and a plan. Meanwhile, the question looms large. Will Julia pursue a green card or a permanent residency for her parents, or will she sponsor them through a family petition? It's something we're consulting a lawyer about. There are many options: visitor visas, green cards. Each path has its pros and cons. Some legal experts say the fastest road might be for Julia, now a green card holder herself, to sponsor her parents directly for permanent residency, a process that typically involves filing a petition and proving financial ability to support them once they arrive. It's not a simple process. It can take a year or more, and it's a big financial and legal hurdle. But for me, it's worth it. Whatever it takes to bring my family back together, I'm willing to try. This decision comes at a dramatic moment in Julia's marriage. The couple has gotten through many obstacles together, from navigating a dramatic first year of marriage under the watchful eyes of her in-laws to making a home for themselves in the USA. But adding her parents into their household might be their greatest challenge yet. Brandon is supportive of Julia's wish to bring her parents to America, but cautious. I love Julia and I know how much her family means to her. But we need to be careful. We have to make sure we're not putting ourselves in a difficult financial or emotional spot. It's a big change. Some fans say this could be a true test of their marriage. Will Brandon rise to the challenge and be there for Julia and her family in a time of need? Or will the pressure drive a wedge between them? It's a crossroads moment for us. Whatever we do, we need to do it together. That's marriage, making tough decisions side by side. Meanwhile, Julia finds herself feeling more connected to her roots than ever. I realize now that home isn't just a place, it's people. It's the people you love and care for. Whether we bring Mama and Papa here or we find another way to stay close, I want to make sure we stay a family. Whatever it takes. Fans have followed Julia through her greatest triumphs and struggles. Her love story with Brandon captured their imagination from the first episode. A young woman from a small Russian town, a man from a farm in Virginia, making a marriage work against all odds. Now their future hangs in the balance once again, this time influenced by a painful tragedy and a dramatic potential reunion. As the couple navigates these decisions, fans can't help but appreciate their vulnerability and maturity. Julia isn't ignoring her roots, she's honoring them. She's making choices not just for herself, but for the people she loves, a true testament to her character. It's a tough time for us, but we will come through it. We always do. We're a family, a messy, imperfect, loving family. Whatever comes next, we will face it together. In the face of tragedy and change, Julia's love for her parents, for her marriage, and for the furry friend who crossed the rainbow bridge shines through. Her future may be uncertain, but it's a future filled with hope, compassion, and the deep conviction that family matters above all.